Knicks, giving a recap of last night's game. Let's just get right into it, man. I ain't gonna waste your time, man. Uh, it was a rough one, man. It was a rough one to say the least, man. For so many different reasons, accumulation of reasons, but they were gonna fight back. I never abide by Nixon. I don't do the prediction, the numbers, and how we're gonna win. I just want to win, and it was ridiculous to assume otherwise. If you get one, if you get a sweep, cool. If you don't, it's not really that big of a deal. But yeah, I think a lot of fans kind of were just in it. And I don't even know if it was fans really, man. Most of these people who are saying this aren't real true fans of the team or basketball. And they're just blurting out things that everybody else is saying. Because it never really makes sense, man. Like, they're here for a reason. They're not going to just roll over. You got to expect that. But I digress. Let's just get right into it, man. Early first quarter, early turnovers, early foul calls on Mikal. He had 2 fouls early on. I mean, we started out the game with 3-4 turnovers. A Josh Hart silly pass, a Jalen Brunson turnover. Somebody throws the ball over somebody's head. It goes out of bounds. I don't know if we was too revved up. I don't know what the cause of those early turnovers were, but it's just set a bad precedence, man. Like, it just really, like, it hurts us to start that way. And then now we have to ride the ship sort of to bring it back to getting some normalcy with the way that it doesn't work. It hurts us. It hurts us to start that way. And we've been starting that way the past 3 games where we start off just silly. Haven't had a good start all series. Having defensive breakdowns. Wemby and Castle was having their way. They was doing a lot of pick and rolls. Wemby gets behind Cat for an alley. Once he gets behind you, it's over. Castle was getting good blow-bys on us. Just like, not really good, man. I mean, they switched up their game plan. You know what I mean? But all in all, they just brought it a little more than we did. I mean, all in all, let's be real, especially in that first quarter. Wemby, dirty play on Jalen, the no call, we all saw it. Jalen had a little bit of his jersey, something that everybody does. Wemby just elbow snuffed him, mushed, like ragdolled him. The refs don't call it. I mean, that was pretty much the nature of the whole game. A lot of dirty plays. That's pretty much this whole series. Wemby's have had a lot of dirty plays not getting called for. What can you do, man? Like, what can you really do about it? Sloppy quarter overall, man. A lot of Jalen 1v1. I mean, he's just dribble. They're watching him. Then he either jacks up a shot that misses or he doesn't even get a shot off. Bro. We don't need that. What are you not getting here? Now, no doubt, it's far and few, but he does it at the worst moments sometimes, the worst times like that. We don't need 1v1 Jalen. That's not going to beat this team. I get it. You're trying to make a play. And hopefully they bring 2 and y'all can get an open man for an open 3 or a slip pass to Mikal. He hits a midi, or I get it. That's not going to cut it right now. It's not. And especially when they were tiring him out the whole game, man. They was applying a lot of ball pressure on him, which they have been doing all series. And he's the only ball handler bringing the ball up the court. Second quarter, Jose gave us some good minutes. I really like Jose minutes. And I really like Jose minutes because Jose was going at Wemby as much as someone of his stature can go at Wemby. I'm going to shoot over you. I'm going right at you. We cannot get deterred. And I'm being real. I'm speaking mainly Jalen. Jalen and Mikal are the 2 ones. Y'all cannot get deterred. And for the most part, they haven't. But you cannot be deterred by him being in there. Once you let that get in your mind, they kind of have you by the nuts after that, man. And I really like that from Jose. He just didn't allow that to sink in. It doesn't matter that you got me by 10 feet. Whatever the number is. I'm going to score on you. Floaters over you. I'm going to shoot over you. I'm going to attack you. On some level, I ain't acting like Jose was running through Wemby, but I like Jose's minutes, man. Stable, the second unit. 8-0 run early in that quarter. It was like mid-second quarter. We had an 8-0 run. Really good. But again, why? We started to run, man. Run. Just run. This half-court offense thing, it works here and there, but we need to be out and running. Transition baskets. Because once that half-court gets set and he's down there, it becomes tough and we become a jump shooting team. And if we don't make any shots, and we can't rely on that, even though we're a really good jump shooting team, but we got to get it in other different ways as well. It's just not good enough. Playing too anxious. Josh forced a pass into Cat that turns to the turnover. Clarkson gets that steal. Then at least the Clarkson turning over the ball because, like, we was just so sped up and we wasn't really fully right, man. We wasn't. We're going to get into the Zebras later in the recap, but my God, the Zebras was awful. I mean, you know, for the people who believe the league is rigged and this is scripted, and the Zebras, man, didn't do nothing to discount that notion tonight. I mean, it's almost as if they were told, who wants to see a sweep? Let the Spurs win. Make sure you do what you can to allow them to win. Some of the calls, let's be honest, some of the non-calls were atrocious. 32-point second quarter, and it was a good second quarter for us. We shot 70% from the field. We was turning over the ball. We was turning them over. That was leading into points. It was a good end to that second quarter because we started to run more. We started to, use their youth against them, man. Turning the ball, running out in transition, getting easy baskets, getting wide open threes. I mean, it's just something that we need to be doing a lot more. Turnovers, a flagrant foul on Jalen early. He gets the flagrant foul. Champagnie shoots the shot. It wasn't no reckless closeout. Champagnie's foot scrapes Jalen Brunson's calf, and they call a flagrant foul, reckless closeout. I mean, these are calls that are like these kill momentum. Like, this kills the momentum. Like, and the refs pretty much was doing their job to kill our momentum. Again, with the Jalen, 1v1. The league gets shrank, or they take the lead. He's going 1v1 again. Then Jalen gets 4 fouls. So now we got to go a extended amount of time without Jalen. It become a free throw battle because it's just fouls. They're calling every foul on us. Some of the fouls were what it was. We were getting a little too handsy. We didn't need to, but we were. Some of the fouls were ridiculous, especially the way that you were calling it in the beginning of the game, and to now just flip it and call it totally different. We went in the penalty both quarters in that second half immediately. So you was allowing physicality, and then now you just change up and go, okay, we're not allowing physicality now. Mid-game. Baffling, man. So that free throw battle turned into a 3-point battle. They're making a 3, then we making a 3, and then they miss a shot, or we get a turnover, then we making a 3. Like, all right, good, we getting a little second going on, and they making a 3. It was just threes galore on both sides. Mikal gets his first field goal to end the third quarter. He had 2 points all game. The only 2 points he had was in that third quarter. Not acceptable. And he's been playing good for us for the past couple weeks, for the better part of this month, during that whole 13-game winning streak. Not good enough, sir. Not good enough. We all saw the clip where you had the look in your eye, like you was locked in, and I don't think that you're not locked in. You can have a bad game. We can have a bad game. We just won 13 straight. So it's not all doom and gloom, but when I look at this series, we haven't really had a really good game yet. Fourth quarter, we was in the penalty with 8 minutes to go. They were allowing physicality. We said, okay, I guess we could be physical then. Then they just changed it to not allowing physicality. The weirdest thing, man, it was very weird. Very weird. No offensive flow at all. No offensive flow. I mean, let's be honest. We really never really had any offensive flow all game. I mean, we had like these spurts of moments, and we're a good shot making team. So, OG is making a shot with a hand in his face. So they're all draped all over him. Jalen was making a basket with them draped all over him. Landry will, it's kind of like that thing. But we never really got a real good flow, but we actually had them on their heels at any moment. Rushing 3-point shots. Towards the end of that fourth quarter, it was kind of like we just got 3-point shot happy, where it's like, all right, we're down. When we wasn't really down that much to continue getting those 3-point shots. But as I said again, we become a jump shooting team when we're not trying to run out on them. When we're going to relegate ourselves to a half-court team, you end up becoming a jump shooting team because all those high percentage shots they're null and void. They are non-cipher once Wemby gets down there. So you just become a 3-point shooting team, and we can do it. We're capable, but when we're not hitting our shots, we don't look so good. Not really good, man. I mean, it came down to the wire, to be honest with you, but, OG hits a shot, a couple fouls happen. Close game, but not really a close game. If we being honest, it would have took something miraculous for us to pull out that game. That's how I felt that end of that whole quarter. I was at Brooklyn Bowl and people tapping me on the chest like, nah, we got this, big bro. And one of the other dudes who knew better, just like I knew better, was looking at me, and we both had the same look on our face, shaking our heads like, even when OG hits the 3 and we down by 2, even when we made that little bit of push at the end, it didn't look good. It didn't look good the whole game. But why we got to keep fighting these deficits and making this miraculous comeback? Cool, no, the shots weren't falling today. I get it. I understand that. And we are a team where the shots can fall. But we got to come up with other ways, more foolproof ways when the shots aren't falling. Let's get into the refs, man. I mentioned it already. The refs were god-awful. And to sit up here and to act like, well, it was just the Knicks, it was just the team while we lost. Nah, it's a little bit of both. 45, 55. I think 55%. 55 to 60% was us. 40 to 45%. The Zebras did us in, man. They did us in. If Wemby gets a flagrant foul for doing that to Jalen, that changes everything. We never got any offensive rhythm, especially in the fourth quarter. Never got no offensive rhythm. Was it their ball pressure? I'm sure. I'm pretty sure that played a role. But we never got into anything. It was a lot of Jalen 1v1. The cat thing just wasn't working for us. The shots weren't falling. Cool. They were not cool, but cool. They weren't falling. But we really, really never really got any kind of flow. I just didn't like it, man. And I'm saying that a lot more about, I'm saying that pertaining to us not running. Because the half-court flow thing is going to be tough against this team. And I don't think that that's the plausible way to victory. Mikhail's points, Cat's points. Mentioned it already. Where were you? Where were you all? And look, man, as I said, we haven't had a good game yet. I mean, when you think about it, we really haven't had a strong performance. We just had these chunk of moments that allowed us to win the game 1 and 2. But we haven't strung together a really good game just yet. We're constantly making these miraculous comebacks. And that might not be it. That might not be it. So, it is what it is, man. I'm not really like looking at it like nothing. This was an opportunity for us to go 3-0. Maybe it was fool's gold, and maybe they was always going to win one. Maybe this never was going to be a sweep, which is fine. I'm not one of them people, some people out of the fan base that was expecting a sweep. You don't expect things like that. If that happens, that happens. We're just not going to assume that this team is going to roll over. They're not. They're here for a reason. So I just didn't like the how more so than the what. The outcome, cool. It's the playoffs. It's the finals. The how, though, is where it gets a little crazy for me. For the past month, this was the worst defensive game from Cat. Cat was getting cooked by Wemby tonight. Jalen getting picked on. You got to take on the challenge, sir. You can't have it to where Castle was getting a wide open three and they just blowing by you. You can't have that. So, I'm it is what it is, man. Wednesday's game, I'll be covering it. Come out with way better effort, a lot more focus, a lot more attention to detail, and being on top of it. People want to blame who they want to blame and what the refs, Trump coming in and messing it up, them gentrifying the garden and having nothing but rich oligarchs being able to attend the game. The vibes were off. And some of those things I agree with. The vibe was off. From when I got out there, it felt crazy. It didn't feel the same as it felt game 1 and game 2. I felt off. It did feel that way. Come on, man. Come on. The players on the floor, what happened on the floor in between those lines is the reason why we lost the game tonight. Mad Knicks here. Like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe to my Mad Knicks short. Follow me on @KMoles_. And we up out of here, man. You already know. So let's go Knicks.